the hardest nodal cycle is Scorpio South Node. I heard once an astrologer say it when I was in the beginning studying my astrology. She said, like, you know, for people especially who have their South Node in Scorpio, they've had the hardest like life, you know. Or even if it's reversed, maybe you'll experience it later in life instead of early in life, right? But as a collective, this has been a closing out of this purge of the skeletons in the closet. That's everything Scorpio South Node, you know? And, you know, with its ruler Pluto reaching its end with Capricorn, it's just like a big farewell of like so many just old like systems, right?
Yeah.
So
next week is huge. I'm thinking next week we have not just the shiftal, shiftal, no, node shift, nodal shift, nodal shift,
shiftal node.
Shiftal node. Okay, it's Gemini brain. A little bit dyslexic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's huge. Okay, there's Pluto squaring the nodes, and a bunch of things are happening next week. So it's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So actually, I wanted to celebrate this Leo season and everything, and Mercury coming in Leo, and to ask if people have any questions. So everybody who's here, not many of you are not, but anybody who's here, if you have any questions that you want to get answered, now it's your time.
Now is your time.
Yeah. I had just one question. I think people are just having fun this summer, not very active on social media.
Yes.
But one of my friends asked, "Hi, Mrs. Samar, if you have any questions that you want to know what's happening with you or anything, just let us know. Today is your time to shine. Anything astrological, yes. If we can answer, we'll try."
Yeah. So my Mercury is in Leo.
Wow.
Can you tell? I think I noticed it in the way that I talk. It's kind of very, like, I don't know, like loud.
No, it's very hard because you also have Gemini placements and stuff. So it's very hard to distinguish. I don't think that, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell, to be honest.
The Virgo rising also softens it, right?
That's true. So the only question I got, because people are not interested or something happened today, everybody's asleep, I think. There's a period sometimes in end of August when Mercury is going to be retrograde and Venus. It's just like for a week. So what are your thoughts about it?
Sorry, I was reading that. What did you say? I was reading that question.
Yeah, so you need to ask her something specific, because this is like in general, but we can, I mean, Taurus sun, she had probably Scorpio rising, the nodal, the nodes were on her sun and rising. That's why it's very hard, probably.
Oh my God, exactly. And then, what is it? Sun Sag. So Saturn could be squaring your moon right now if you have early degrees Sag, which I have early degrees Gemini. So anything in the mutable signs.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yes. Anything in the mutable signs, Saturn is either on you or squaring you.
Or opposing you. Anyway, it's hard aspects.
Opposing you.
So so Sag, Pisces, Virgos, and Geminis are getting hammered by Saturn, the early degrees. Sun, risings, moons are the most. You have placements there. It just
and this is a very confusing Saturn, because I truly feel like, you know, Saturn in Pisces is such it's like an oxymoron, right? Saturn wants discipline and Pisces is like just in the flow. It's very like, I don't really want a routine, but you need a routine. So it's
and she says it's 0 degree Sag moon, so now it's coming again back. So it's going to be until the end of the year. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard, and I can Angela and I are a perfect example of how it is. It's emotionally kind of restrictive. You want to do so many things, and you just feel you can't. Like it's not the time to do it.
Exactly. That's a really good way to explain it, actually.
So you feel like, oh, and then nothing, and then you just need to kind of embrace it, work hard, and the results will come. Not now, but later. Just work hard and don't think about it until next 6 months. That's what I would say.
Yeah, like you right now is like more like you don't, like none of us have a clear sight of an end goal, so you just have to work. And then, Pisces have faith that magic will happen once you put in the work. You know what I mean? That's really what it's about.
Yeah, yeah. So hang in there. You're gonna be good. What else did she say? Scorpio rising in the first house, 6th degree. When do we get a break? Well, it should be easier. I mean, I don't know. It should be easier on the fixed signs now. What do you think? Not yet. I mean, Jupiter is squaring them. Not really. But if the nodes are shifting from fixed to cardinal, so that's going to be a little bit of release.
It's going to be a big release.
Yeah, and Saturn is hitting mutable signs, so it's not so fixed signs. Like it's going to be a little bit easier. I feel for fixed signs. Anyway, we have another question. What was the question? Did you see that question? The other one. I don't want to waste it. Okay. The transiting nodes are currently in my first late Libra through early Scorpio 7th house axis, late Aries through 22 Taurus, squaring Pluto, okay, transiting my IC, which is 20 degree, 28 Capricorn. What may play out? I mean, Pluto is there. I could, Pluto's on the IC. Whew.
That, you might definitely move, or unfortunately you might lose a family member. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that happen. Or you might have a breaking of a tie in a financial business with the family, or in a good way, maybe you might inherit family business or something like that.
Since the nodes are hitting her ascendant and descendant, and Pluto is hitting IC, so it's like a T-square, I would say, kind of a thing. So it is transformational, some fated changes related your family, foundations, and your roots, something regarding that for sure. But I also know that every Pluto transformation makes space for new, beautiful things. It is hard, but hang in there. I mean, what may play out? Some kind of changes in your home. I would say that.
Elka said she lost her mom in January with Pluto on her IC.
My condolences. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. I lost my mom a long time ago, but Pluto was going through my 4th house, opposing my moon, sun, and everything. So I know how it is. I also know that, sometimes when you have these kind of losses, it's time to close a chapter, and it's time for you to kind of grow up, or time to let go of something, to make space for you to do something that you're meant to do. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, because also there's soul ties, right, with that family member. So it's just the next chapter for you to remove that soul dependency, because Pluto is a lot of the dependency on a karmic level, but it could manifest as being tied to some resources, right, that are binding you.
Yeah, she says it was unexpected, but know what this transit brings, and estranged from her side of the family is a result of her sudden death. Wow. So so now I would like to know what Chiron is, and Moon, and what is happening on the female side of your chart, so we can go and see how we can heal. Is there maybe a possibility so for some kind of healing as well there? Also, you know what? Sometimes just it maybe needs time for it's still very fresh. So when time passes, wounds can be healed easier, because when they're still fresh, we can't we don't have a capacity to work with them yet. We didn't have time to process. You take your time to grieve as well. Don't rush it. It takes time. Yeah. To go to the only question I got. Oh, Chiron is 24 Chiron, natally conjunct my descendant. What sign is that? Descendant from the. So it's. I don't understand. I don't get it. 24 something, natally conjunct my descendant. Oh, so it's conjunct descendant. So that's also about relationships and letting go and, you know, healing on that side.
Yeah.
What did I say?
What sign?
Yeah.
She didn't say.
No, no, no. But I would say if Capricorn is IC, then this is like Aries. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It has to be cardinal sign Aries in Aries.
Oh shoot! So she's gonna be going through her Chiron return.
Uh, I think she went recently.
Oh
Now
wow!
it oh, no, not now it is. Now it is. Yeah, you're right. It's not in Taurus yet. It's still in Aries. Yes, there you go. I knew it was connected with Chiron. It's always, you know, today is a good day to talk about it, actually, as I really feel that, you know, with Sun square Chiron, I think it's a good opportunity for us to find somebody who went through the same thing and talk about it, to heal, because with Chiron, you kind of cannot heal yourself. You have to find, you have to just catalyze, you know.
It's the wound that never
Yeah.
heals, but the way that you feel relief is through helping others with the same wound,
Yes.
right? So as we evolve, you can help others.
I always think about AA meetings, you know, how when they go together and talk about their traumas, that's exactly what Chiron is. You always have that addiction in you.
That's so true.
But then talking to others and having your tribe who can understand you makes you, that's how you heal, right? It will be in September, she says. Well, it's going to be a tough year. Try to find the way to grieve in a non-destructive way. That's all I can say. Reach out for help if you need anybody who, you know, any kind of therapy or anybody you can talk to. Find support. Don't be, you know, pride to you know, you have pride to ask or something. Just ask for it. So that would be mine.
Yes.
Yeah. So you, Miss Sama, you're gonna have your Chiron return in Taurus. Not for more couple of years. Just you have to wait for it.
Yeah, because
but it's also in the 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also in the 7th, so it's relationship related usually, you know. Well, it's nothing that we cannot deal with. The way I understand and astrology and charts is we live with our charts and we embrace them and try to use it the best possible way. I always think of Frank Clifford. He always says you cannot escape death or loss or anything. Everything, you know, the world is going to do what it's doing. The wars, the famine, you know, all this stuff. But how you react through your chart, learning, you know, your chart and working with it.
My favorite thing that I learned about through the study of astrology was that your death is fated. You know, Scorpio is that fixed sign, and when you really like study it, you realize like everything is this evolution of karma, and like we do have free will, but everyone has like depending on their past lives, and then also I believe that we carry out like this legacy of other karma from our ancestors as well. So I think there's like this like mix that like we'll never be able to know exactly what it is, and that's the whole point, is through the unknown and the mystery of Pluto, of things that you don't know when you're dead, right? That we have to like live.
Did you ever try going to do that hypnotic regressions to find out your past lives? Did you do it?
No, I didn't. Wait, did I tell you last time what happened once? I almost did it.
No, I don't remember. Remind me.
I don't remember who I told, but that was like, I think I was telling in my last live, but so this was like end of 2019 when I was starting my spiritual awakening, and I had met a girl who was telling me how she wanted to go do a regression with some lady that she guides you actually in person. So I just was stunned. I was like, I don't know I'm not sure if I believe that that's possible, right? And so I was doing all this research, and then I went on YouTube and I saw that there's regression guided things. Okay, yeah. So I tried
you told me, now I remember.
I went in and I was scared. So I was like, no.
Yeah, you told me. I have good experience. I did it with 2 different ladies, one in person, one online, and I have good experience. I you know, I did cry, but it wasn't anything. It was like a good cry, you know, when, you know, the release kind of a cry. So,
Oh, I need to find
um,
a lady to do it for me.
yeah, I'll send you recommendations.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ivona is very good. The Hermetic, I'll send you a couple of them. Yeah, so that's good.
Oh,
Can you
wait.
just answer my
You
friend?
did it virtually?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you put the headphones, and then she leads you through it, and it's fine. You have to be relaxed and kind of, you know, in the dark, you know, just relaxed. It's you're still conscious 100%. So it's nothing that, you know. So it's good. I didn't. I felt safe all the time. I didn't feel that I'm, you know. Yeah, but I don't know how. Maybe I don't know how much water you have in your chart and how Neptune. You have to kind of understand your chart as well, you know, to kind of
Yeah, yeah.
perceptive of are you of these things. How I don't know how maybe it doesn't work for everybody
That's true. You're
the
right.
same, right? I
No,
don't
it
know.
doesn't. You're right.
Yeah. So you, and when you do it, what is happening in your life in that stuff? What are good jobs for Leo midheaven? Well, all the entertainment stuff.
Yeah.
What act,
Um,
entertain.
it's something definitely that you have to be passionate about. It like so don't think of something that involves other people. It's about yourself, how you're gonna
Yeah.
self-express in your most authentic and unique way, and that will give you the most success.
It's good for managerial positions if you want to be a manager,
Really?
some kind of a lead. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that. I would
yeah, yeah. Because Leo has that leadership qualities. If it doesn't go too arrogant and too much on that side, if the pride is checked, kind of, then they can actually be great leaders. You know, just checking ego. If ego is checked in, great leaders. That's all. If it's a healthy ego, if it's a healthy ego, great leaders. Because you know they also want other people to shine. Kind of. I don't know. It's what a good
some
job.
Leos, yeah.
Yeah, it depends. As I say, it has to be healthy kind of a situation. What are good jobs for Cancer midheaven opposing Moon in Capricorn at the end of my third and my S? You have Moon in Capricorn in your in the on the IC. Ask. Okay. I mean, Cancer midheaven is all about, you know, real estate or cooking or I don't know. What would you say?
Definitely the service industry too.
Yeah.
I would say, let's see, my cousin has that. She tried real estate, but decided it wasn't for her.
But with the moon in Capricorn, it might be a good idea because
Yes,
Capricorn moons have that, you know, that
exactly,
combination. I would say
exactly.
real
But
estate.
she's a Sag, she's Sag moon, so that's why it
Yeah,
wasn't for her.
yeah, yeah,
But definitely with
yeah.
that
Yeah,
Capricorn in there, yep.
it it depends who rules that Cancer. I mean, where is your moon in Capricorn? Where's Saturn? You know, it's also kind of it's Saturn and then its placement because it goes blah blah blah. You know, all the way there. But real estate would be my best
And
choice.
then the also where Venus is how you'll make money, and then the
Yes,
ruler of your second house. Look at that. But Cancer service industry with food is great.
absolutely. Catering.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have some, depending on your Venus, if you have like a Saturn is in Cancer in my ninth, so it's also Cancer.
Mm.
That's interesting. In the ninth, opposing my Moon.
That's true because I don't.
That's a ruler of the second house, Scorpio. Now I'm picturing the whole chart in my head. What is happening?
I know,
What is
right?
happening? Um, but Saturn, if it's in Cancer, just by itself, you know, without knowing that it rules that Moon in Capricorn, which means they are mutable reception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mutable reception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because Capricorn, yes. So real estate again, because it's about structure and about home, building homes. Yeah,
True.
see mutual reception, I said. So it just confirms that real estate again would
Yeah.
be my best option,
Flipping,
right?
flipping homes.
But or doing that, yeah, or interior design is more Venus,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. It's more about Venus. So
I almost wanted to become an interior designer. I have Venus and Libra in the first, but rules my second.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're doing also something that makes people beautiful.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I have a Neptune in Sag, second house retrograde. I'm always struggling. Can this placement improve? Uh, I mean, if you, it can improve. It can always evolve. All our placements kind of are growing with us, right? That our
Yeah.
chart is growing. It's not, right? With our experiences, and we learn the energies and trying to understand um, how we going. I mean, Neptune, whenever it is, it's hard because it's kind of dissolving that house, right? So
Exactly.
uh, it is about, you
It's
know,
about having faith and serving the collective. Like, definitely, like, you'll make money when you. This is more of
yeah.
like a karmic placement of learning to, not do what society wants you to do and just think about what the second house rules, right? Is like your own internal gain, right? So this is all about thinking about others and the world at large and helping them selflessly. But
And I'm thinking it.
you could make money doing anything creative too.
I was gonna say anything artistic, even like photography or movies or movie production, or you know, say like Neptune is about, you know,
Music,
that
yeah.
putting that, yeah, music, putting that fantasy into reality in some way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It could definitely work out like that. That doesn't mean that you're never gonna have money.
Yes, yes. No, no, it's not like, yeah, no, no, it's just about what you want to do as well, how you want to, and you know, it's great for because it's in the second house, and Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, and Venus is naturally, that's the second house, is Venus house. So I wouldn't say it's bad. I would say actually just higher octave of Venus.
Exactly.
So it goes a little bit, you know, greater picture, not
Mm-hmm.
just earthy. It's not that earthy as, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. Yeah, you're welcome. We're trying to figure it out all. Can we just go back quickly to my friend's question? What do you feel about that week when Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde are going to be both retrograde end of last week of August? How is this going to affect people collectively? What do you think?
Um, well, this is really big for a lot of people with placements in Leo, especially. They're going to be affected the most because we've never had Venus retrograde in Leo the way that it is this time around, right? Because all the last time since we've ever been alive, it retrograded first in Virgo, right? So this is like,
Yes.
this represents a whole new beginning in your self-expression that we've never ever been able to access before. So a lot of people are going to be finally feeling that, like, that passion sense for something that, if they have aspects to Mercury, like with that transit. What do you think?
Venus star point is also happening during this in Leo.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know much about it. I know you told me you got a book
I
about
just
it, so
got
I'm very
the book
curious.
because I was reading about it. This is a newer concept, and
Yeah.
probably the last thing that I've never studied yet in astrology. So, have you
I'm
read
I'm
that
having
book?
no, no, I'm having a great guest. Michaela is coming on Saturday, so we're gonna talk about it. But it's interesting because it's coming during, so it's switching to Leo. So the Venus star point is switching to Leo,
Mm,
and it's during Venus in Leo retrograde. So it's kind of
wow.
one of it's very, very interesting timing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about it on Saturday. I'm really really curious about it as well. I know
Yeah.
that mine is in Aries. I calculated it online, but I don't know what it
Oh,
means.
you have to
Like it's.
give me that thing how you calculate it.
And no, no, I just put it in the software.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a
How do you?
on
Okay.
AstroSeek, you can put it, and then it just calculates for you. And mine is in Aries, uh, but it's not the start point because the way it shapes, the way Venus goes around the Sun and Earth, and how the orbits interact, they make the you know
Yep.
that rose petal kind of a thing.
Yep.
Five, you know,
Yep.
the beautiful thing. So I don't know. I have to wait for Saturday to understand it better because I don't know either. It's another layer of knowledge for me, to be
Yeah.
honest. But I'm excited to
Yeah.
learn. What does it mean? And it's always it's only in 5 signs. It's in Aries, Gemini, Libra, like it is. It's only like in 5 signs, and
Yeah.
it repeats the cycle.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting to know. Do anybody else have any questions they want us to answer? Anybody? Anything? Um, do you have any questions for me?
um,
Tell me, how are you experiencing this Saturn square moon? Because many of us are.
oh man,
Hmm?
it is interesting. I mean, of course, it's like super personal, but it definitely feels like I'm not emotionally satisfied in my life.
Oh yeah.
So it definitely there's a block. It puts a blockage of whatever your moon wants to do, right?
Do you know how I feel when I feel like a teenager who wanted to go out on a Saturday night and my dad wouldn't let me? That's how I feel.
Absolutely. That's the best description that I have heard. Yeah, like it makes me feel like I'm a child again, like going back to my childhood when I had all these rules, because that's what Saturn is, like the authority, and then the moon is bringing out memories of your childhood. Okay, so she asked me if I was engaged. Oh, I could talk about that. Okay, so
I wasn't even aware you were engaged. I don't ask personal questions. I don't know. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. We'll disregard.
No, yeah. So, did she say what transits were you having? Okay, this is actually really
when you met him.
Really, really good. Okay, so I first originally met him when Jupiter was in the same position as it was as when I ran into him, and then we got engaged. Okay, so that was like a reoccurrent of Jupiter exactly, right, of when we first met. So Neptune was transiting was conjunct my vertex, and as you know, the vertex brings fated experiences through a partner that you needed to learn to grow. And Neptune is like it's fog, right? So
yes. Yes.
Okay, so what's so funny, so I had just had surgery, right? I had gotten my breast implants removed because they were basically killing me. A lot of people don't know this, but I was bedridden for like 2 years from that. Okay, so I finally figured out what was causing it, had the surgery. Now, because of the implants toxins, creating like it kind of blocks your detox pathways from having them. I had them like 13 years. So when you go under in surgery, the anesthesia doesn't leave right away. So I run into this guy, and he is in the church, which is Neptune, right? He's like obsessed and I would say brainwashed in his church. And like I felt like he was being operated by whatever they said. They told him he had to get married. And then so I was delusional too, because Neptune creates the delusion. And then, you know, I told you my brain was just like trying to figure out, what do I do now? I have my life back that I came out of this surgery. And I just was like thinking, this is what I need to do for the next step in life. And then as soon as New Year's came, we both snapped out of it and was like, what are we doing? So that's the answer.
Okay, cool. There's many things now on breast implants. Okay, I don't know much about it. I don't have any. There was a question, what are yods? So yod, what is a yod? It's called also finger of God. Yeah. So we have we have a sextile, right?
Yep.
And 2 in conjunction.
Yep.
Right. So it's a kind of a it's like a hidden talent, as I understand. It's like a hidden talent that you got from, like you like from God, right? You got this talent, but you can kind of figure it out,
Yeah.
right?
So they have seen yods and like people who have a certain, this kind of goes back to what I was saying, my theory about being born with a certain mission that like you
Mm-hmm.
that I believe was passed down from your lineage, because all of the like, what is it called, like prince whatever, all those people, they all have this like pattern of having this
Yeah.
yacht, which is interesting because it's like, you know, back in the old days, when we were oblivious to all of like fate and like evolution of your soul coming in and karma, like we just thought, oh, how lucky is that person, right? They were born and then they like were born into this family, but there's like a certain, like the stars were aligned and that soul was chosen to live out a karmic destiny. Like you are traveling repetitively with your soul family, right? So a lot of it, like, because I have a yod too, and I feel like that I was like chosen to heal a certain thing for my lineage. I have a yod with Neptune and Pluto, and
Mm-hmm.
then the, what do you
The
call
finger, the axis,
yeah,
the axis.
though there's a name for it, but my
Okay.
moon is at the trigger point, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I find all these patterns are usually triggered with transits or with solar arc or with progression. So everything, like when you have a pattern in there, especially the yachts, right? Because they're hidden. They're like a hidden talent that you came into this world with. So you don't know what it is. It's kind of like, you know, something is kind of happening, but you're not aware. That's kind of a feeling. But when something happens, like transit stuff, it triggers that. And then if you're aware, you can kind of apex. Terry says apex, not
Apex.
axis, apex.
Yeah.
That's right. Thanks, Terry. These Gemini brains.
I was like,
Yeah, yeah. You know, the thing.
yeah.
There it goes there. Yeah, so I find that it's very important for especially for yachts to look at the transits and when is the yacht activated, because
And
it's not always active in your life. It's just sometimes,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And it depends on obviously the planets involved, but like for me, because it's Neptune and Pluto, they're very like
Yeah.
mysterious. Like I'm not meant to be able to interpret it like now. Like it's meant to
Mhm.
be unfolded on my journey.
Yeah, you have mystery, you have hidden things, and you have your emotions, right? It's very not tangible. All three things are very, where is it? What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
It's even more mysterious for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. All right, cool. Anybody else? Any questions? What would you like to know? We are open to all of your questions today. I can't wait for. I think did the moon move to Gemini or not yet? Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow. Then I'm gonna be much easier for me when it goes to Gemini. Yeah, it's my lunar return. Do you look at lunar returns or not?
Yeah.
Do you look at them?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it was yeah. Last month I kind of started looking at it. It's interesting. I was like, it showed some like Uranus in my. It was like Uranus in the second or something, some unexpected money, and I really got some unexpected money. So it was like really
Oh,
like
that's
I
great.
had an opportunity to earn something aside that I wasn't even
Yeah.
aware. So it was amazing. Just little things.
Yeah.
So what are our sun signs? We are similar, but not exactly. Angela, go first.
Yeah. So I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini moon, Virgo rising.
Yeah, and I'm a Gemini sun, Gemini moon, and Virgo risings.
So that's why I was like magnetically drawn to her. I'm like, oh my
Oh,
God.
I know, I love it. I love it. I think, yeah, that's why I'm so, I don't, oh, what is that a question? How does Saturn transiting my fifth house, where I have June and Jupiter natally, play out? I became the mother to my sister since my mom's passing. Oh, really? How old is your sister? Well, that's a new transfer. Yeah. Uh, when Saturn was
So,
just entered my fifth house, I got my son. I became a mom for the first time. So
oh, really?
yeah, so for me, usually they look at Jupiter for motherhood, and for I got Saturn, so I got to kind of, you know, because it is a responsibility. But you have Jupiter there in Juno, so it shouldn't be bad. You know, if you have Juno and Jupiter there, Saturn transiting, I don't know. What do you feel? I don't feel it's gonna be that bad as long as you.
Well,
My
it just
sister is
depends for
49. She has
everyone because that one
oh,
was really hard for when I had Saturn transiting my fifth was really hard because natally I have my sun square Saturn, so those themes came up for me, and I felt like I was truly blocked from my self-expression. And then, but it's continuing on because right now Saturn's opposing my sun, so it's just been this like thing of just like feeling like
yeah, you're a
blocked.
Virgo sun. Yeah.
Also, so Saturn wants to mature your fifth house. So it's about getting serious in places where you were more childlike, which sucks. But
I became a mom and all this, you know, and it was pandemic. We didn't have any help from anybody, no grandparents, no neighbors. It was just the three of us, you know, like there was more responsibility because we couldn't rely on it. There were masks everywhere. You couldn't go out. You couldn't do anything. It was just, you know,
yeah,
figure it out, figure
yeah.
it out. So it was hard. And as you say, you have to look at the natal placement. So, Terry. Did something particular happen during Venus retrograde in Leo in 2015 in your lives? That's one.
I broke up with a Leo that I was almost gonna get married to.
Well, I got married and came to Canada, so maybe that's no, but not during retrograde. I did it later. So let me see when was it
What month? Yeah,
retrograde?
what month?
No,
Because
I got married in October, so it wasn't. Let me see. Where was it? Where was it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so so Venus was retrograde during August 2015. Yes.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I was
August, 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 and in September, on the September 6th, it went direct. I got married in October, so good. But it was just before that we actually made plans and you know how to move to Canada and stuff. So we were doing that stuff.
okay. So now I remember I had already broken up with the guy, and then around that time I started feeling regret. Yeah,
Ah.
that's so Venus in
Yeah, see,
retrograde.
yeah. I mean, that summer we probably, you know, it was kind of saying goodbye to our, I don't know, it was, you know, saying goodbye to Croatia and we started a new life. We got married quickly and then went in November, came to Canada. So it was like,
Yeah.
it was a preparation for that because we were all in that, into planning, you know, that was my
It
son.
was my dad's 60th birthday that time, and I threw him a 60th surprise party, which is funny because Leo rules parties, and like I have never thrown anyone a party because I'm not like that. I'm very like I spend my birthdays alone because I have my son in the 12th house, right? So every year I want
Virgos.
solitude. So it was very unlike me to do that. So that was probably what that Venus retrograde also brought for me.
Well, this year we're going to celebrate your birthday here on Middle Live. I'm
Okay.
telling you, no more solitude.
Okay.
You can have a couple of hours if you want that day, but all the other stuff.
Sounds good.
You're welcome, Terry. Did anyone have any stories of their 2015 Venus retrograde that they want to share with us?
And if
And you
anybody
guys
wants to come on and talk, why not? Like
sure, yes,
this is
yes, of course.
Leo energy. So
Yeah, you're supposed to shine today, not the two of us.
yeah,
That was the whole point of
that's
this.
the whole point. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I just feel that now the other thing that is happening to me, Neptune is on my descendant, kind of,
Mine too.
and
Yeah.
that's
Do you
why I'm tired.
do you have exactly? And it's so funny because I'll try to explain to people. I'm like, well, because I've been like more on the tired side ever since Neptune has been on my descendant, and like I'll explain that to people, and they literally think I'm crazy. And I'm like, dude, in
Yeah.
the past 4 years I've been into astrology, it's like insane. Like some people think that we're just imagining it and we're bringing it on, but it is not the
No,
case.
I can't wait enough for Neptune to go to Aries.
Me
Just
too.
move away from Pisces anymore, from this, you know, just go.
Exactly.
Go to Aries and leave me alone. I
Yeah,
just need my energy back.
exactly.
Oh yeah, so she dumped her ex. There you go, Leo. As I mentioned, I was talking to somebody about Venus retrograde with Hannah from Hannah's Elsewhere. I was talking about Venus retrograde this summer, and I said, you know, for some people, when Venus is retrograde, it's an opportunity to actually break up a relationship. Everybody's talking
Yeah.
about the relationship and stuff, but sometimes, you know, when these transits come in, it's a time to break up, and it's not a bad thing, you know. If you sometimes you need to, you know, you can't have space for new things until you make space,
Yeah.
right? So if you,
Yeah.
you have to give up something to bring a new person in. Scorpio rising, I would love to. Yeah, but Scorpio rising, you know, it's very intense. It can be very intense. So Scorpio rising, that's descendant Taurus, right? So Jupiter is going through your seventh house. It might happen, right?
Yeah.
If Jupiter is in Taurus now, so that's depending on other stuff in your chart, but you know, Jupiter in the seventh usually can bring something. Um,
Oh, and
I also,
when I like met that guy again and got engaged, Jupiter was in my seventh.
there you go. I got married for the second time when I was Uranus was going through my seventh house. It was really unexpected, sudden. We did it, and we just did it with, you know, with witnesses, just the four of us in the nobody, no, not our family didn't know, nobody. We just told them later. We got married. We're going to Canada. Everybody was like, "What?"
Wow.
I kind of
My
did it
family
that
would
way.
have a heart attack if I did that.
Well,
I
they
would
didn't
movie.
accept.
Yeah.
My dad just said, "This is not the way to do it."
Wait,
I was like,
where were
"Well,
you living before?
in Croatia." So I was born in Canada. My parents still lived here in the 70s. Then when I was just 3 months old, they went back to Croatia. So I actually grew up in Croatia. I was here in Canada on a couple of occasions. And I was married previously and divorced during my Saturn return and blah, blah, blah. And then I met my current husband. And he's much younger than me. I have like a confession day. He's like 10 years younger than me. So everybody had a shock because of that
Yeah.
first, and then you know,
Did you meet him online?
we actually met him in person in Croatia. I took it since when I did divorced. I was alone, and I was exploring my life and whatever. And I enrolled a dance class, and he was my dance teacher. It's like
That's
a
so
dirty
cute.
dancing story.
I love
I know, it's very cute.
that.
Yeah. And so it was kind of controversial because Croatia is very conservative country still, you know, because of the age difference and blah, blah, blah. And then we just kind of I just wanted a fresh start somewhere else. I said, look, I have this Canadian citizenship. I didn't use it.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He's also Gemini, so that's also possible because we are, you know, very adaptive when we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you. Yeah, so that's my story. Yeah, so it's, I'm saying Uranus was going through my seventh, so it was very sudden, unexpected,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, different stories, different life, different stories. Yeah, but I'm happy here now. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. I mean, eventually, family just kind of had to accept it, and you know, they did. It takes time, you know, for everybody. So. To be yourself, to be your true self, I think that's where we should, that's the path we should go, because every time you want to
Please.
do something that other people feel that you need to do, or you know, you compromise yourself because of society or because of you're not happy. You're never going to be happy. I'm not saying we are all happy 100%, but at least, you know, you're kind of responsible. This is my life. I took this I made this decision, and you know, you own them. You kind of own your life, right?
Yeah. Yep. Well, and that's what this new nodal cycle is going to amplify. Wanting to pave this path for yourself that you always wanted, that, you know, maybe some other person was weighing you down. So it's a time
Be
to break.
true to yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great point. So for next year and a half, guys, be true to yourself. You have to lead, you have to follow who you are. Discover first and just go for it. If you don't know, because many people don't know, they're lost.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you brought up in a society when other people put all these things in you, you don't even know, who am I? You know, am I supposed to do this, or do I really like this? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Go back when you were a kid. I always talk to my clients and when they're going through these phases. Remember what you liked when you were 3 or 4 or 5. First memories. First memories of what you enjoyed. That's who you are.
That's so
Before
true.
you had, because you know, as soon as we start going to school and institutions, that's it. They start molding us. And I know you're very harsh on that school system and everything, and I totally agree with you. The way it's you know, molding our brains and stuff. So before you went to school, remember what were you doing before you went
Well,
before you went to the first institution, which is school?
well,
No,
like
that's it.
for me, when I was in school, I didn't allow that to affect me because as soon as I went home, I was like in my dream world, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. Guiding tarot say, I left my fiance, met my current partner, and we had a baby during my Saturn return. Scorpio 4th house. Wow. That's was that during Venus retrograde in 2015? Wow. I was just curious if that happened
Oh, yeah.
during that time.
That was my Saturn return too. It's interesting. She's probably the same age as me.
Oh yeah. Oh, Scorpio. Yes. You guys are late 80s, right?
86, I was.
Oh, 86. Okay. Yeah. I'm late 70s. I'm Pluto and Libra generation, the divorce generation, as they call us. Bunch of my friends got divorced. It's just like norm. It's like, it was like 2014 it happened. Oh yeah. Okay. So just before, during your Saturn return. Yeah. Saturn return, it just teaches you how to mature. That's it. It's just,
What is your north node in? What was that? So
and she's 85. So what are your north nodes, guiding tarot? In 85? What were the nodes in 85? Let me check. Nothing that all good as ephemeris. I have ephemeris. Like I'm
I
a
love
Gemini
that.
data.
I need to get one of those.
Oh, it was Scorpio. Oh, it was Scorpio.
Oh,
Taurus. There you go. Taurus,
Taurus.
Scorpio.
Yeah, that makes
Mm.
sense. Because you know, a lot of the times your Saturn return will incorporate your nodes to get you closer. So I feel like North Node
Pluto.
in Taurus is like, because it's Venus ruled, it's definitely relationship.
Yeah, but I'm thinking South Node in Scorpio with her Pluto in the same house at least, right? So there's also transformation of letting go things and, you know, for new things to come in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I have had such an awful time with my career. Will things improve in 2023? I'm a Taurus and told we are in Jupiter in Taurus. I'm supposed to be a good year. I don't know. Taurus can be over-promising for me. I don't trust Taurus. I trust hard work Saturn more than Taurus than
Yeah,
Jupiter.
you're right.
But uh, what I find is Jupiter, what does well, it can protect you from a loss. So you don't know that you actually gained something because you didn't
Oh,
lose anything.
yeah, that's so true. And then also Uranus is in Taurus right now. So it's changing the way that we see wealth and money, right? And then, you know, so
It,
like we don't understand like what the new way of Taurus energy is, because every time Uranus goes through a sign, it's revolutionizing that sign. And then, so I think over time, astrology is going to evolve, right?
Absolutely. Next year in April we have Uranus and Taurus and Jupiter conjunction. So it's going to be huge. So at that time, I would say whoever has like a strong Taurus placements, April next year is going to be very significant for those people, because when Uranus and Jupiter get together, it's going to be bombastic. I just hope
Bombastic.
there's no. I just hope there's going to be no earthquakes, because you know it can go that way as well, right?
Ugh, yeah,
Unfortunately, right?
yeah.
So yeah, cool. Any other questions? What time is it? I can't even see my
It's been an hour
time.
now. It's, yeah, it's, we reached an hour.
Okay, I think we should I stayed in my job for a month in a 6-month contract. Well, error. I love it as an error. Maybe during this Mercury retrograde, it's coming up in actually in Virgo, it can be resolved. Because I feel the Mercury in Virgo, especially when it's retrograde, it kind of redoes all these little things that nobody saw before.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So yeah. I have Pluto, Saturn conjunct the South Node. Oh yeah, there you go. My man is Mars in Scorpio. Ooh, wow. Very platonic relationship. Well, it's very passionate in your house, I would say.
Exactly.
I need to win the lottery. Yeah, well, yeah. It's not, I don't know. I know you're a Taurus, so you probably think it's a lot of things about money, material things. I understand, but it is. Money makes things easier, but it doesn't really make us happy, to be honest. It just makes life easier. That's how, maybe more fun sometimes, but not truly happy. That's how I see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
easier. Yeah. Did we talk? I talked a lot. Did I talk a lot?
No,
Just
you
a
were
bit.
perfect as always.
Oh, thank you. No, I love it. We're gonna do this more often. I just need to find time because I wanna. There's so many beautiful astrologers. Like I call them the new generation.
Yeah.
You know, the Star Trek, the new generation. I call this the astrologers, the new generations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanna kind of feature them all as much as I can because I think this is exactly what we need, and a brand new generation of people who's going to raise another generation with new knowledge of astrology and all this stuff.
So exciting.
Yeah, so it's exciting. Well, Angela, thank you very much. I think this is your life. If you just making me a
I will.
the thing, and I will post the video. I put all my videos on YouTube if anybody wants to go there because some of my friends don't have Instagram, so I have to put them.
Oh, okay, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, so I have them all there. Thank you very much for all the questions, and I learned so much about many things today. To be honest, wow. No, because yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys are wonderful. I wish everybody all the best. Hang in there. I know it's not an easy year for many of you and us, but we can do it.
Yes.
There's a strong. You know, Mars in Virgo. When Mars was in Virgo, the women were empowered and started getting jobs and stuff. Do you know that? Because they didn't. So women power came when Mars was in Virgo, actually. So
I didn't know that.
Power to the women because they couldn't get jobs before. It was the first time they had, you know, anyway, doing a bunch of transits, but one of them was Mars in Virgo.
All right,
Thank you all. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
Kisses.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.